There we go. Getting there. And all dialed in. We'll actually go to view. 32 out. And trainer road in. Drop down there. Get some audio going. I have a lot of people on actually. Oh, these are bots. It's people. Let's get rid of riders. Put myself over there. Move left. The chat on the right. And then we'll throw some YouTube videos on the left side. So if you have anything interesting you want to check out, hit me up. And let's dig deep on some fun YouTube videos, yeah? Let's see where we got. We'll start with some mixtape London. It's always fun. I am having trouble getting connected to my headphones. Test, test. There we go. All right.
Pull a tape.
All right, let's see. Got all warmed up here. There we go. Hopefully, Andy's all done. Yeah, just I didn't check. Oh no. You weren't streaming, were you, Andy?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, I was like, oh no, I didn't see anybody on. All right.
I saw you go live. I'll be on stream shortly. Just come and say hello. Just finishing up the ODZ tree now.
Nice. Gonna see if we can get some sweet spot in. It's been a crazy week. Trying to open up the new office. So, yeah, we purchased a third location, and just had to I'm the lead on getting all the things we need for all of our doctors to be able to practice and staff, and so a lot of coordination between IT, contractors, and vendors to get all the things we need in there. And usually we try to flip them to our, SOPs like in a week or two. So it's just a lot in one time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my almost 2 year project comes to a head in 12 days time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You won't know what to do after that.
I know, I really won't. It's been a whirlwind. Really has. I'm sure something will fill the void though.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, IT and vendors are constantly baffled on how well I know our software and how much I ask of them to do. You know, I'm like, yeah, you can't do this. I need tier 3. I need tier 3 support. That's what I need. I don't need you. Just pass it on. Don't try to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been surprising one of our vendors as well when I've been opening tickets. I've already put the information in that I know that they're going to ask for.
Awesome. Yeah. The worst was I have a system that takes high resolution, essentially like TIFFs of patients' eyes, and I've had it for 2 years, and it has all the photos from the 5 years before. So let's say 7 years worth of photos. So it's like 2 terabytes of stuff. I buy a new computer. They come, they bring it to me, they're installing it. They brought me a computer with 1 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah, I know how that goes. Just when my old computer fell off the hardware roadmap and they went to replace it, I said, oh, look, I need much the same thing. I had a 1 terabyte SSD and 2 500 gigabyte SSDs striped. So I had 2 1 terabyte drives. And so look, I need this storage and I need 64 gig of RAM.
Yeah.
Well, it came with 16 gig of RAM and 1 500 gig SSD. So I'm like, okay. Well, I hope you don't mind. I'm taking the SSDs out of my old computer and putting them in this one.
Exactly. The worst is, of course, they come in this little tiny form factor, right? So I have to do like M dot. And my guys are like drilling holes to put like a little 3.5 SSD drive in there. Oh, but you could buy cloud storage. I'm like, no, because I don't own anything after that. You could turn it off any day.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, it is not going to be easy today.
Go out, deal with dandelions this morning.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Or as they get called in our house, dandelions.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my Yolanda wasn't too sure on how to pronounce it at first, so.
Heart rate's working. Hands up. So we can find something fun to watch here on YouTube. What's up, Martin? Long time no chat, my friend. Long time no chat.
3 months so I can collect my juice boxes.
Yeah. Let me pull this out of the box. Put it back into the box. There we go. And then we'll bring in YouTube videos that way. Oh, there's Giro's Italia. Battles in the breakaway. That sounds fun. Four minutes to the first interval. new Matthew Van Der Poel cycling motivation. I'm gonna need a little bit more than that. Oh, this is pretty awesome. Let's see if we can get the full flip. So Red Bull managed to get the license to get an F1 car all through New York City. That's pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see if I can get a full video.
A few years ago, they drove up and down one of the streets in London.
Nice.
And they had quite a few of the teams there for that. So a few of us got the train, and it was mayhem. There were so many people there.
Yeah, oh my gosh. I do hear that they're going to do Las Vegas here, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, I miss watching all of the races. I just get to see the highlights now and then, watch TV coverage of the US, Canadian and Mexican when it's
yeah.
on terrestrial channels. Although I missed the American one because we were away.
Wow. Oh, it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Chinatown.
Could have got a Silverstone in there once for a Formula One race.
Good. 3 seconds. Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, definitely an
Cross
experience.
bridge. All right, here we go. First 10-minute session here. Load it up. Gonna race 2 Texas.
Starting to get humid here now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Miami to New York. That was the promo.
Huh.
Closed? What do you mean closed?
Oh, New York to Miami, sorry. Nice. Sergio Perez.
Hola, Christian.
Hey Checo, I wasn't sure whether you'd be up yet. How's New York treating you?
Yeah, a bit early here.
Well, we've got a date locked for our first laps of the Miami Grand Prix.
That's great. I'm really looking forward to it. You tell me when, I'll be there.
Thanks, Checo. I'll need you down in Miami in May.
Wait, you need me in Miami today?
May, Checo, May.
You need me there today?
That's the spirit.
They're waiting on you.
They broke up. What did you say?
I gotta go. I'll see you very soon.
You got this, Checo. You got this. Never give up. I'm gonna need some help. P2!
Nice timing, guys. Let's go, let's go.
Nice road tires.
It's dark.
I need help.
Nice. The Red Bull helicopter is the headlights for the F1 car. Wow. Flat out.
It's a road trip. I need supplies.
Oh, he stops Chinatown to get some food for his road trip. Oh, he gets a Red Bull, of course.
Checkers, Christian.
What's going on in New York? And why is our car illegally parked in Chinatown?
Oh man, not again.
I got a ticket.
Yeah, I did.
It's drying up. Going to need some slicks. Thank you.
Feeling it ignite. Feeling like fire. Like fire so bright. In the middle of the night. Light up my right.
It's nuts that these cars can take that much suspension. You feel like they wouldn't be able to. The road of the, the regular road.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night. Light up my right. Life is my freedom. My freedom is life.
I've got it from here. Meet you guys in Miami.
This just in, F1 driver Sergio Perez spotted heading southbound out of Manhattan.
Where on earth is he going?
Calmly. Nice, in the dirt.
Hey, what's going on over there? Pull over real quick. Come on, Gator. Get on out of here. Come on, bud.
He's gonna wrestle it. He's gonna wrestle the croc.
All good. That thing was huge.
Yeah, man. Wow, not many of those where I'm from.
Where are you trying to go?
I'm trying to get to Miami.
Miami? It's probably better if I just show you. I got an idea.
What? What? Of course. He's foot surfing or whatever. Yeah, he is. Shh. Look at this guy.
Thanks, amigo. Probably can't hear me.
Nice.
Hello?
Parks, Christian Horner here. I see you were just with my driver, Checo.
We were just doing some footing. He looked lost, so I gave him some directions down to Miami.
Miami, he's going to the track.
Hoy me he despertado con el cora hecho trizas. Si le ven a todo yo me tiro para Ibiza. Con un par de amigos y me pongo en la camisa. Me echo la idea y no quiero ver.
I'm filthy. I need a rinse. I got a bit dirty on the swamp. No time for a wipe down. Thank you.
Well, that's me done.
Nice.
Hey,
110 kilometers for the day.
get to the hard road.
Very nice.
You're trying to get to the Miami GP,
Thanks for hanging out, Andy.
Well, you're going the wrong direction. So you want to turn around here,
No,
you
I
go back
appreciate the
that way.
company.
All right?
For
sure.
Good luck, man.
Oh my.
Final sector to the stadium. Let's go.
90 seconds here. Wow. Over 200 miles per hour.
You know, I see those things as a challenge when they're out on the road and I'm on the bike.
Right?
I had a schedule, if you ask me. I don't. Oh, you're back. Oh, yeah.
1 minute here.
Close.
Come on.
What do you mean close? Guys, I'm taking some laps. Can you let me in?
Nice shot. Awesome shot. Twenty seconds. Whoa! 138. 178. Wow. That guy was serving tennis balls at 150 miles per hour. What?
Yeah,
Is that how tennis is now? Jeez.
yeah, they're not slow.
Nuts. I remember back in the day, I must have been 20 something. We were barely breaking 100s with the technology then.
Yeah. I used to play badminton a lot.
Yeah?
I've still got my my racket. My racket's a teardrop racket, so it's
yep.
yeah.
That's cool. Oh, keep on. So I got a bunch of these. Oh, you're not on the stream. I got a bunch of these on the Belgian waffle ride. Of course, I didn't want to eat any on the actual race because I never had it, but I wanted to see how they
Nice.
were.
Check you
Raw energy hammer bar,
I did it just like you asked.
vegan
I'm
certified.
here today.
Watch out.
I said in May.
In
Yeah,
May?
I've had a pack of scratch lab chews this morning.
Complain about one of my drivers getting
I
down
cannot-
fast. You
I
got
cannot
yourself
eat
there,
those
so
on the
you
bike.
can get yourself home.
For the life of me, like on outside.
I'm not paying for that ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't open them, get them in my mouth. I can't do it.
Yeah, well, I've got to say, it was a little bit of a challenge on the rollers this morning.
See? Yeah. Oh. That was cool.
I said me, for f***'s sake.
It's pretty funny. Let's see what else we got going on in the YouTube world. Ah. 2.5 minutes here. Here we go. Swift versus RGT Wahoo. 5 things to know. Let's see. Let's load that right up.
Alright, it's been close to 2 weeks since Wahoo acquired RGT Cycling, rebranded it to Wahoo RGT, and bundled it under Wahoo X subscription. So naturally, many of you asked the question, how is RGT different than Zwift? So, in this video, I'm going to go over what these two apps offer. I'll talk about the ride physics, workouts, and erg mode controls, racing, multi-sport offering, and pricing. Hopefully, this will help you understand the differences between these two indoor cycling apps. But first, if you find this video helpful, I would appreciate it if you quickly hit that like button. It helps the channel and the video quite a bit, and I really appreciate it. Okay, let's start off with free riding. Wahoo RGT has 12 different routes and gives you a lot of flexibility to select which route to ride on. You can even select where to start your ride on the selected route. So if you want to start somewhere in the middle of the Stelvio climb, you can use that slider to select your starting position. Also, in addition to the current route selection they have, you can create your own route. So if you have a specific route, or let's say you have an event that you are training for and want to recreate and ride that route indoors, you can simply upload the GPS data and RGT will create what's called a magic road that is based on the GPS data that you uploaded. Once the route is created, you can ride it yourself or even schedule events and invite others to ride that route with you. So there's a lot of flexibility there. You'll find the graphics in the magic road to be basic and don't really resemble the actual route. Only the map and elevation profile are created, not the actual scenery, which is understandable given how complicated that would be. Zwift, on the other hand, currently offers over 100 routes in 10 different
100
worlds.
routes in Zwift, Andy. You've ridden them
like
all.
Utopia, and some are based off of real locations such as London and France. Under each world, you'll find a number of routes. Zwift created multiple routes configurations. Some of these routes are not unique.
I haven't even used the new interface that he's showing yet
of the
on
same
Zwift.
route or
Haven't even
multiple
uploaded
route merged together
Here we
to
go.
create
5
a
seconds.
longer route. Zwift gives you access to 3 worlds at any given time. Watopia is their main world and is always available. In addition to Watopia, you'll find 2 guest worlds that rotate on a set schedule. Zwift always wanted to make their platform social and saw a lot of value from having you train with others, so they limited the number of worlds available and routes open at any given time to crowd people in select number of worlds. But since the pandemic, Zwift popularity soared, and even with 3 open worlds, you'll find their routes packed and crowded with other riders, particularly in Watopia. Moving on to physics and riding dynamics, Wahoo RGT claims to have the best cycling physics of any cycling app. Basically, it's how realistic the game looks, the laning into corners, the braking as you come into sharp turns, and the drafting effect. Zwift, on the other hand, did a lot of work on
badges I've got left now are running ones.
And its effect on aerodynamics and speed. Equipment does matter in Zwift. For example, according to a number of tests performed by Zwift Insider, the difference between a setup with Zwift's carbon bike with 32mm carbon wheels and a Tron bike over a 1 hour of riding is approximately 60 seconds, so equipment does matter in Zwift. However, Zwift riding dynamics and physics can use some work. Your avatar can make a sharp turn without slowing down a titch. Riding dynamics in group rides are getting better, but not as realistic, and that drafting effect that you enjoy when riding outside, it's not even close when riding a Zwift. Moving on to structured workouts and erg mode controls. Wahoo RGT offers a library of structured workouts that you can choose from. You can also sync Training Peaks and import your structured workouts of the day from there, which is usually a deal breaker for me if an app does not offer Training Peaks integration.
I'm gonna go get my shower and
it's a big feature if you are a coach athlete and want to be able to take advantage of the structured workouts
have a good one.
offer. The app also supports erg mode control when in workout mode and supports power match. Their erg mode player allows you to skip intervals and adjust resistance by making it easier or harder. I found the way RGT implemented the easier and harder buttons to be a bit confusing. It doesn't show you how harder or easier you made the workout or a way to bring it back to default. Generally, apps show you how many percentage points you increase or decrease the difficulty of the workout. RGT Remote Player, which you can have open on your phone to control some aspect of the game, doesn't offer much to control your workout either. This brings us to Zwift workouts. Zwift has a big library of structured workouts and workout plans that you can sign up for. Zwift also has a workout builder that allows you to build your own workouts and edit workouts within the app itself. You can also import workouts from third-party apps such as Training Peaks and Today's Plan. Zwift Erg Player is pretty advanced and honestly one of my favorite. It's pretty easy to use and everything is within a tap away when using Zwift Companion app, which is Zwift's version of the remote player. For example, you can easily adjust the workout difficulty using the Companion app and see by how much you increase or decrease the difficulty. You can pause the workout, you can skip an interval, you can easily toggle erg mode on and off and adjust the trainer's resistance. On the social side of things, Wahoo RGT built different ways to allow riders to ride together and socialize through group rides, group workouts, challenges, races, and different type of events. You can browse through their events, view who joined an event, and get a link to share an event with others on your social media. You can also create your own group rides, group workouts, or races and share these events so others can join your events and ride with you. Wahoo RGT even made many of these events and races accessible to people without an active subscription as a way to allow people without an active subscription to explore the app. However, riding an RGT can feel lonely sometimes and you will only be with a handful of other riders on the course. Wahoo RGT shows you how many riders riding their courses. However, a lot of these are usually bots, meaning they're not real people. Zwift, on the other hand, is social. That is their biggest strength. At any time during the day, you will be riding with thousands of other riders. Also, they always have events going on at any part of the day. Zwift offers group rides, group workouts, challenges, races, etc. If you want a group ride on the fly, you can choose to ride or run with a pacer, which are bots riding or running at a specific pace. You can also create your own meetup and invite other Zwifters to ride or run with you, or create your own club and host your own events. Some of Zwift events are so popular that you will find yourself riding with thousands of other riders. So there are a lot of different ways Zwift offers to allow you to socialize while riding indoors. Moving on to racing. Within events in RGT, you can filter to view races only and sign up for a race. RGT racing is competitive, exciting, and fun, mainly because the riding physics in RGT is more realistic, particularly the drafting effect and cornering speeds. Zwift racing, on the other hand, is in a whole different league. Zwift racing is extremely competitive, but with increased popularity comes increased controversy, and there is nothing more cyclists love than a good controversy. Just a couple of months ago, there was a cheating controversy that prompted Zwift to take action and made changes to their app to prevent someone from changing their weight while racing. Also, Zwift community created a number of ways to minimize cheating, such as video recording of your weigh-ins, requiring heart rate monitors, power meter data transparency, etc. Zwift also got a lot of criticism for its in-game physics, particularly the drafting effect or lack of. Also, cornering speeds are not realistic. You can be going 50 miles per hour and make a sharp turn. Zwift also is big on sponsoring events. A couple of years ago, they held a virtual Tour de France. They also have a 4-year partnership with women Paris-Roubaix and also the women's Tour de France. Zwift uses a lot of its marketing money to embed itself in real-world cycling events to bring people into its virtual platform. Wahoo sponsors a lot of pro athletes as well and pro events, so it will be interesting to see if Wahoo uses some of that marketing money and sponsorships of these big events to bring people to its virtual platform like Zwift has been doing. As for multisport, RGT caters to cyclists and cyclists only, where Zwift also offer running. They have running specific routes, running workouts, running plans, and even a running track.
Nice.
They also offer group runs and running races. This is huge, particularly for multi-sport athletes, which is a large percentage of Zwift users. For me, this is a big deal because I use Zwift running a lot. Whether I am running indoors on my treadmill or someone else's treadmill, I use it mostly for the structured workouts. It's just easier to do when you have the visual aid to track your intervals, so I don't have to think about how many 400s I did. I also like to use it just to log my runs and export them to Strava and Training Peaks. Zwift and Wahoo RGT cost $14.99 per month. You can save a little over $4 per month by purchasing the annual Wahoo X subscription, which also gives you full access to Wahoo system, which is another training platform for cyclists and caters more to multi-sport athletes and offer personalized workouts paired with video-based cycling content, pro rides, and on-location video content. On top of that, they also offer yoga, strength, and mental training, which can be integrated into their training plans, which you can create and customize to help plan out your training season. So you get access to 2 apps for the price of one with Wahoo X subscription. Zwift is very social and offers a lot of ways to make riding indoors fun while getting a really good workout. Their gamified approach to cycling can get you hooked. Racing on Zwift can be exciting and addictive. Group workouts are always fun to do and can get you through really hard workouts. Zwift is also constantly offering different challenges that will keep you coming back to unlock the next cycling kit, route badge, going up a level, or whatever virtual prize they offer. Both apps offer a 14-day trial, and Wahoo X offers a freemium option that gives you access to limited content on RGT and system. With the increased competition, it will be interesting to see what Zwift does in the next year or so. I'm also looking forward to seeing what Wahoo does to integrate the features in system and RGT. Do you think Wahoo will keep these 2 apps separate or integrate them into an app? Or could they go and buy more apps and bundle them all under Wahoo X? So with one subscription, you'll have access to a number of cycling apps. I would love to know what you think. Let's chat in the comments. Okay, hope you found this video helpful. Remember to hit the like button, and if you
I'm by no means an economist, nor am I an expert on stock markets and all things finance related, but you have to admit a lot of what happens on Wall Street seems like a scam. Like I really, like today was one of the strangest things to read. It was yesterday, stock market goes up. Why does stock market go up? Because they say they were happy that Jerome Powell said the Fed would never increase the interest rate by more than 0.5%. So they were like, yeah, and then it went up. And then today it was crazy. The market was just like crashing in a way. It was like, you know, they're like, it's a bloodbath. And I was like, why? And they're like, oh, because they misinterpreted what he said. And then I was like, wait. First of all, how does that happen? How are markets changing because somebody didn't read something or understands, and all of you at the same time? And then secondly, why do markets do that? Does that make sense? Like that's something where I was like, why do markets have the ability to do that? Why it's like jumping in fortunes, then going down, and then, like all of it. This is like a scammy nature to the whole thing. And I think they've tricked everyone into going like, no, it's the economy. It's for you. It's for you. All of good economy, good for you. And you're like, is it though? for everyone? It's like, yes, good for you. And I get it for like, you know, people's retirements, and I get it for 401ks, and I understand those aspects of it. But I've realized there's so many things that are like designed in such a slick, scammy way. Like the Elon Musk Twitter thing is one of the best examples, right? People argue that you cannot tax billionaires on the shares that they hold in a company because it is an unrealized gain, right? So they go like, yeah, you're worth 300 billion, but we can't tax you on those stocks because you haven't sold the shares, so you don't like have the money, right? But you're worth the money, but you don't have the money. And so, and I understand the argument. They go like, no, you don't have it. It's just what it's worth, because it could also crash, and then you have nothing, so we can't tax you on it. Then I'm like, okay, I understand that. So you can't tax the people on a thing because they don't have it. It's just there. Okay, fine. Then Elon Musk offers to buy Twitter, right? He offers to buy it. And then he says, in his offer, he goes, I'm putting up my Tesla stock as collateral. Then I'm like, so you do have it? And he's like, no, I don't have it. I'm just going to say as collateral. So then they accept the offer. He now buys Twitter. Now that they've accepted his offer, he now goes to private equity and banks and like other rich people and whatever. He goes like, can you guys borrow me the money to buy Twitter? And then he's like, I want to buy Twitter because I don't want to sell any of my Tesla shares. So I want to use your money to buy Twitter. And then it's like, but then they're like, what are we loaning it against? And he's like, well, my Tesla shares. Then I'm going like, wait. So you can buy a thing based on what you have, yes. But when we want to tax you, you can say, I don't have it. Do you hear what I'm saying here? And now, like, just think of like the illogic of it's like it's such a fun game that like billionaires get to play because all their money is in that, right? Like if you earn your money as a salary, that your money just gets taxed. That's it. You can't be like the IRS comes and you can't be like, I don't have that money. You can't be like, that money's in the bank. I don't have that money. What money? It's in the bank. Only when I take it out, then you can tax me. For now, it's in the bank, IRS. No, IRS is like, don't worry, we've got your PIN number. We'll handle this. Right? But then if you have billions in shares, you can then use that as money to then get more money, but not get taxed on any money because you don't have money. And now, I'm not saying that you should tax people based on an unrealized gain, because I understand for a market and an economy that might be crazy. But I am saying it seems to me that you then shouldn't be able to use a thing that's unrealized as collateral.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. That's loud.
These fucking millennials. Millennials. Is that what they're called? You see here? Millennial? Gen X? Millennial? Pussies? Is that what they're called? Pussies or pussies? All of them pussies. If there's 15-year-olds in here, you're a fucking pussy, all of you. Fucking pussy. Right? Am I fucking right? They complain. You can't.
Oh, we're gonna want to watch it. Like, wait for this. Oh my gosh. What do we got? 30 seconds till the next thing. Let's see if we can get some motivation going. What do we got with where is it? Live cycling? There it is. What do we got? 12 seconds. Oh, this one's good. Here we go. 10 minutes. Come on. Come on. There we go. I don't know why I was going to 480. Here we go. Good. Solid breathing. Steady. Come on.
We're coming to the line inside the final 300 metres. What a day out it's been for Tadej Pogacar. He's pre-event favourite, also the pre-stage favourite. They all brought what they had to the party, but it wasn't enough to unseat this man. Tadej Pogacar heading to
come on, Rylan. Back to sleep. Come on.
Of the week
there you
as
go.
he arrives into Carpegna to take stage 6 of Tirreno Adriatico.
Got 2 more intervals to go.
All the sprinters are still there, and Pogacar goes. Pogacar
nice.
sensing that Ulissi could do no more. Has Wout out on his wheel, and these few hundred meters here is
through it is Mathieu van der Poel, dragging the back into contention. The man is his first race of the season.
Oh, wow. Well, space on the left-hand side of the road is congested as Tadej Pogacar releases his second big acceleration, taking with him Alex Arambarou from the Movistar team. And Wout van Aert then working with Primož Roglič on his wheel to shut that move down. As Pogacar,
He's got the ability to go again and again and again, but how many efforts has he got in him? This is a massive move by Pogacar. He's just trying to...
It's a crash at the back, crash. Half the field there, a third of the field eliminated. Who was caught up in that? Some of the sprinters, perhaps. Anthony Turgis is there.
Another attack.
Pogacar goes again. What a sense of the Poggio this is, and animated brilliantly by Tadej Pogacar.
And it's Tadej Pogacar's looking a little bit nervous as Lefebvre goes for a long one. And Pogacar's ready to cover that one. Julian Ciccone straight on the wheel and into third position. Lefebvre fires the first salvo.
Yeah, first salvo from Lefebvre. Pogacar goes, though, digs deep. The Ciccone can't respond.
Take some significant seconds on the line. We're into the final, 150 meters or so, as Tadej Pogacar has time to look around, wind his way to the line, and he's heading to stage success. The reigning champion is being closed down from behind, but he's going to have enough in hand to hold it all the way to the line. He gets his arms in the air. Another attack. Pogacar goes again. Vingegaard tries to get on the wheel. Pogacar revs it up. How many jumps has he done on this mountain? Tadej Pogacar jumps away. He wanted the stage win. We knew that all the way up. Vingegaard chases him. Now Vingegaard going for second in a tour. Pogacar at the top of the Col de Porte. Julian Alaphilippe with a job
2 minutes
to try and stop Tadej Pogacar from taking some significant seconds, and he's going to have to get out of the saddle, and he's going to have to lead it out. Pogacar's a pretty useful galloper in his own right, as indeed is Julian Alaphilippe, but Alaphilippe's not going to be able to prevent Tadej Pogacar from taking the top bonus seconds there, so perfectly primed situation there for Tadej Pogacar.
Power up, power up. Pay attention. Cadence up. One minute. Ah, 30 seconds. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. Ah. Woo! Oh man. I'll save that energy for the next one. Let's see what else we got. Oh, Daryl Impey. That's cool. Yeah, let's check that out. Ooh, last lap. Oh, I saw that. Oh.
How's it, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Daryl Impey. Don't know what you want to call this show, but we haven't given a name yet. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is that 5 hours today on the cards. You guys have asked a few questions about fueling, things like that. So I thought I'd do a whole ride today, 5-hour ride, with some efforts, and then show you how we feel for these kinds of rides. What have I got? I've got 2 gels with me now. Morton 100 gels. Got 2 Morton bottles, 320s. Those are 80 grams of carbs already by themselves per bottle. Wow. And I got a muffin, and then my favorite peanut butter sandwich. Then when I get to my favorite coffee shop, I'll probably fill up there, have a little bite to eat there as well, and then run you through the day. The idea is to get 60 to 80 grams of carbs per hour. The efforts I'm doing are quite intense. Zone 3 kind of effort, so around 160 heart rate, so really pushing it again. And it's the end of a 5-day block for me, so I'm already getting pretty tired, but with great weather, sun's out, and correct fueling, I'll show you guys how we can get through the day. If you got any more questions, guys, don't be afraid to ask and put them in the comments below. So see you now. And now
wow.
in Catalunya.
Wow.
Apart from the roads, great water stops.
Wow. Wow.
Back to work.
That's awesome. Nice.
So what have we got? 3 hours, 20 into the ride, overhead. Had my 2 gels. Had my 2 peanut butter little homemade salamis. Stopped at a cortado, a Coke. And a chocolate croissant that you guys didn't see that I just wolfed down. So that's it, end of the ride. Well, not end of the ride, end of the efforts. And now it's just about getting home. So, and I've had my 320 Morton drink mix. So it's more than enough carbs for the day, and I definitely, now we're in a place, St. Hilary, Spanish people are always loud, but anyway. We're in St. Hilary, small little town on top of one of the hills. I did three different climbs around this area, one from Girona up to St. Coloma up to St. Hilary, then dropped down to Bruces kind of touch St. Hilary again, then back down the other side towards Vic, and then another climb from Vic's end up into St. Hilary again. So there's like 3 little climbs, 3 different ways to get into this place. So it's actually 4 ways. So I kind of did 3 of the climbs. 30-minute efforts done and dusted. I'm looking forward to an easy ride down the hill now, and then hopefully catch the end of the first stage of the Giro. So as you can see, fueling's quite important in riding, and I'm actually glad that I brought all the stuff with me. You know, it's quite easy to tell at the end of the day how many carbs is per sachet. Like this one is 25 grams. You work it out, 25 grams, and you're trying to go to 60 to 80 per hour. It's like 25 grams and maybe half a bottle every hour. So if you have that and then a peanut butter sandwich thrown in the mix, you sometimes can go over 80. So yeah, it's not a train smash if you overfill, but if you underfill.
Hey Phil, what's up? How's it going? Great.
Have a good ride. I'm starting at Mills.
So a little bit of a road trip to film the Preem show this week, but we're still in Los Angeles County. Over my shoulder is Mount San Antonio, known more to cyclists as Mount Baldy. So we start in Claremont, California, which is basically sea level.
Oh.
The very peak is about 10,000 feet. Luckily, it's not paved quite that high, so I'm not going to have to climb all of that today. But it's a beautiful ride. You can't even see the top for all the clouds here. Hopefully, we're going to get above the tree line and the clouds and see some great views. It's a ride I really look forward to. I've always enjoyed, and it's steep, but there's definitely nothing to be afraid of. Now in the news, a A couple weeks ago, we talked about the increased cycling in New York City and the infrastructure they put on top of it. Last week, LA County released their numbers that cycling has increased 22%.
Nice.
Now, unfortunately, that's just because of me bringing up the average since I moved there. Now, that increase was actually from 2017 to 2019, so we're still waiting on the numbers of what the COVID bike boom increased. And I'm not sure why it takes Los Angeles so much longer to count than New York City. Georgia will have their count in 3 years from 2020. I can make that joke because I'm from Georgia and I learned to count there. And I'm still figuring out how many fingers I have. Now, so far this ride is both a home run and a touchdown. And the only person to have that in common with Mount Baldy is the subject of our next news story, Bo Jackson. Bo has been putting on a cycling charity ride since the tornadoes devastated the state in 2011. So far, he's raised more than $2 million for the state relief fund. This year, it happened on Zwift. So for anyone counting, that makes Bo Jackson a legend in 3 sports, and the man's still young. Now, hopefully we got it on camera. We were just passed by a pickup truck that had a surfboard in the back. Now, Baldy is a great spot for what's known as the SoCal Triathlon, which is where you surf in the morning, ski in the afternoon. I guess the third event is smoking weed at In-N-Out Burger or something like that. As we cut through the fog, we're approaching Mount Baldy Village, which of course is home to Mount Baldy Lodge, which needs no introduction, it being world famous and all. And the Buckhorn Lodge, on the other hand, you've never heard of, definitely needs to hire a new publicist.
Oh, we're going up and around.
Just to the left of Mount Baldy Road, we've got Glendora Ridge Road, known locally as GMR. It turns into Glendora Mountain Road, a couple miles that way. So when the Tour of California would race Mount Baldy, they would actually come up a different way, this crazy, beautiful, twisty road, and then they'd come down here and make a left to the rest of the climb. Glendora Mountain Road will have to be a different episode. The entrance to Mount Baldy Village is also the county line for San Bernardino County. San Bernardino was the saint of switchbacks and 8% gradients. So now here in Mount Baldy Village, there's a post office back there, a volunteer fire department. There is a little water stop. Here at the Mount Baldy Lodge, excuse me, the world famous Mount Baldy Lodge and restaurant, there's a little sign commemorating the Tour of California 2015, which now that race is officially, I think, not coming back. So it kind of looks like a gravestone to me. So pour one out for Tour of California. Now you'll have to excuse me, as we get up to 5,000 feet, it's going to be a little harder to pretend I'm not out of breath as I talk at the camera here. Now our last bit of news, over in Germany, they're looking to increase cycling ridership. Of course, known for the motor industry over there. Also a very bike-friendly nation. They sold 5 million bikes last year compared to only 2 million cars, which I guess is a N+1 situation. Bad time for a Ford to come by. But they're gonna build bike highways, a bike Autobahn, if you will. They're not gonna call it that. German, it's a Fahrrad is bicycle. Fahrradbahn, no ring to it. They gotta figure out what to name it. They're also putting parking for all the new cargo bikes that are popping up more and more. Great to see it. My grandma lives in Germany. I call her Oma. Oma is 92 or 93, still rides a bike everywhere. I'm not even sure if she has a car at this point. It's a bicycle with a little basket in front.
Wow.
Every time I pass this sign, I always think about somewhere there's a guy who can point to this sign and say, you see that? They made that because of me. World famous, mostly just to me, this is known as Cookie Corner. If you watch the Tour of California, you might have seen fans being idiots in the street here. That was mostly my fault. We started as like a guerrilla marketing campaign for my cookie fondo in the fall, and it just sort of turned into a ridiculous party for race fans to hang out. As spectators would come by, we'd all cheer for them. I'd hand out cookies. I swear I just saw a squirrel back there eating one of my cookies from 3 years ago. We had Jared, the host of Trail Mix, would set up his drums and just rock out here. We'd have speakers blasting. This was my second favorite day of the year after my actual cookie fondo, but it got darn close by the end. The race organizers hated Cookie Corner at first because like brands wouldn't want to pay for booth space at the expo when all the fun was happening out here and we were getting TV time for free. By the end, they kind of embraced it, and they would actually bring out like a Jumbotron and porta potties, and so we could hear when the race was coming. At the end of the stage, the riders, a lot of the team buses would park lower down, so the riders would have to coast down from the finish, and a lot of my friends would stop and possibly have a beer that they wouldn't tell their team staff about. So one more rest in peace, Tour of California. Rest in peace, Cookie Corner. May you come back someday. So if you went through my phone, you'd probably find 20 or 30 photos from this exact spot over the years because I can't help but take this picture every time I ride Baldy. That's awesome. So this is a good time to tell you about the Preem TV photo of the week, which is from our friend Bike Challenge over in West Sussex, UK. Looks like he did a nice bike packing trip, some beautiful photos. I forget how green it can get in places that aren't Southern California. Here it's just brown other than 3 or 4 weeks of the year. Not bad up here though. And I believe that's Mount Gregorio in the distance, which is the highest point in Southern California. I could be wrong on both of those facts, in which case someone will tell me in the comments, because YouTube is great for them. Now for the news from DC, we've got Adam Pulford again. Adam, what do we got this week? Something about Biden's climate program maybe, or vaccine rollout?
Start on the Potomac. Having a snap. Out for a little ride today. Crushing it. Here's a key bridge and Georgetown University. Oops, wrong finger. Right there. Right behind the bus. A little noisy, but it is beautiful. Great day here in DC.
Woo-wee. Well, thanks, Adam. Now for our Preem Strava Club Ride of the Week, we've got a bunch of rides from Lisa. It looks like she had a great trip around Yosemite, staying in Bass Lake, home to my friend Vegan Cyclist, but riding around Teaford Saddle and Bayshore Road and Yosemite National Park. Really beautiful riding up there. Looks like she had a great time. So this traffic island here is kind of a landmark. It means it's about 2K to go from the summit of Mount Baldy. I remember racing this a few times, and well, racing isn't exactly the best word for it, because whatever place you are here is the place you're going to finish with a slightly bigger time gap and 10 more minutes of suffering. So while I finish this up, we'll send it over to Lex for the interview this week with David Adler and Adam Pierce, founders of the Love Your Brain Foundation.
My name is Lex, and I'm the co-host of the Preem Show, and I really think that the Love Your Brain Foundation is a cause that everybody who watches Preem TV is going to be interested in, and I'd love to talk about the story and ride for resilience too. Adam, you and your brother started the Love Your Brain Foundation. So tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so about 11 years ago, my younger brother, Kevin Pierce, was a professional snowboarder and had just come off a year where he won every contest around the world, and he was one of the favorites going into the Vancouver Olympics. And in one of the training runs, he had this, crazy accident, fluke accident, and sustained a traumatic brain injury. He was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. We were in critical care for a month and a half, and an inpatient for another 3.5 months, and for the remainder of that year in hospitals and in outpatient, really getting him back onto his feet. And fast forward a few years later, we worked with a team to create a documentary called The Crash Reel that was shortlisted for an Oscar, won all these awards. But I think the most meaningful thing to me was just how much awareness it raised around traumatic brain injury. And it brought to light to us the prevalence and the complexity of TBI. And that's when we started the Love Your Brain Foundation about 6 years ago. And we really realized that Kevin was making, a lot of these incredible this incredible healing process. And we spent a lot of time analyzing and listening to what was working for him, what were the kind of conditions that were around him that were allowing him to continue to make progress. And we identified two things. The first was the power of community. the importance of being surrounded by people who understand and who are willing to accept you for who you are. And then the second piece was the importance of resilience, because this accident is not like a broken bone that can heal in 6 months and you're back to the person you were. You know, our brains are our control system. They, you know, impact almost everything we do, and when you damage them, it's complex, and every brain injury is different, and it can be a very ongoing process. So we really realize that having resilience and cultivating resilience is critical to sustaining a long-term healing process and being successful in that. So we identified yoga as a real tool to help reconnect mind and body, and did a lot of research and continue to do research that really is showing that there's significant benefits from that.
Oh, wow. That must have been super difficult to watch your little brother go through all that. And I imagine that there were parts that were probably quite difficult to understand, because with a brain injury, there are so many things that happen that are difficult to see with the naked eye, but there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the head. So you can appear on the outside as if you're totally fine. You don't have cuts and scrapes and bruises maybe, but you can probably be dealing with a lot of trauma in your mind.
Yeah, Lex, it's such an important point. I mean, you see with David, you know, it's invisible. You know, I've had concussions myself. You just can't see them. And I always say this to people, that the beginning part of Kevin's healing process was actually the easier part, because you could see the challenges so much, you know, just they were just so much more obvious. So it was easier to be more compassionate, more patient. But as those things started to go away and it becomes more invisible, there's less understanding. And when there's less understanding, there's generally less patience and tolerance and acceptance. So it makes the injury incredibly, incredibly challenging.
That's such a good point. And especially in the cycling world. David, you're an avid cyclist and you have quite a scary story. Like, you suffered a really horrible crash.
Yeah, it was about a little over 8 years ago. I was riding home after a training ride and just cruising home, and that's all I remember. I woke up in the ICU 5 or 6 days later, and what had happened is I was going through an intersection, green light, and a person made a left turn and didn't see me. I had a green light, and I even had a little flashing white light on my bike, you know, because I wanted to be safe. But I got taken out and went into the car, basically, and had a bunch of broken bones, some punctured lungs, and a brain bleed. And fortunately, when my wife and brother got to the hospital, you know, the doctors said he's going to make it. It's just going to be challenging.
I have a question about the Love Your Brain organization and how it supports people who have went through TBI or who are going through traumatic brain injuries.
Yeah, so we have a number of programs that operate all over the country and in Canada. So we primarily use...
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lex. We're now at the top. Well, this is the end of the Strava segment. I would argue the real top of the climb is through that gate and then up and around where the Tour of California stage would end in the parking lots up there at the ski lifts. But this is as far as we can go with the gate closed today. I brought this roof rack to put on the camera car, thinking it was going to be snowy up here and I wouldn't want to ride down. But not going to be a problem right now. Somehow it's hotter at the top than the bottom. You never know what you're going to get on Mount Baldy. But I will ride down, and in fact, I will race you guys to Chile. Let's do it. I guess I won that race. I've already ordered. I almost ate everything. All right, I'm going to dig in. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and have a good ride. Till next time. See ya.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Owen?
Closing this week, our moment of Euro from the Col Collective is Mont Ventoux in southern France, which is also called the Bald Mountain.
Pull up some fun YouTube videos. And let's get some sweet spot in. Last one in here. This one looks good. What's up, Steven Chen? What's going on, bro? This is my last interval here. Cold, wet. Ooh, that sucks. That's tough. Here's Daryl Empey's new site on YouTube. It's been pretty good so far. It's been fun.
Guys, welcome to this week's edition of the Daryl Empey We Don't Know show yet. Got two teammates, two old ex-teammates with me today. Brent Walter.
Nice.
There he is. And Sam Bewley.
Sam Bewley, nice.
We're actually discussing about cycling in general, how hard it is, and also
cold and wet.
A bit of a chat with Brett at the coffee shop about retirement, and also how that's going.
Oh, last airplane. I'm in resistance mode today, creating my own cadence. Really enjoying switching back out of ERG. Been in ERG for a little bit. All good. Oh no. Ah, that's wet socks. Wet socks.
Hola amigo. ¿Qué tal? ¿Eh?
Oh yeah.
Amigo aquí.
Bring your shoes up.
Español, contigo. Here with the boys.
Wow, beautiful. Look at that.
Bill. Yeah, mate. One thing that pisses me off about guys that go to coffee shops is when they do this. Helmet on the table here.
You know what pisses me off about when we go to coffee shops is you never pay.
Oh, well, it's normal.
What do you want me to do with it?
You put it on the floor. You don't put your dirty, grubby, sweaty, smelly, stinky helmet here on the, on the table. Let's talk about etiquette.
We still do
both.
both.
Talk about etiquette, like people that do that stuff.
What is coffee shop etiquette?
I've been beta testing with Trainer Road. Their new adaptive training.
Drive to it.
That's what's down on the bottom there. And so,
What about the paying? I reckon
really just background now.
Normally it's
but
like swings around about, so.
Trainer Road adaptive training's been really good.
When I was going to pay for you,
They've really got it dialed in.
It's taking too long to decide.
Just haven't done much group rides or racing on Zwift. It's changed a lot though. You haven't been on there for a while.
There's a couple of good guys that you've always got to, if you're going for a brew shop ride, you want to go on their brew shop ride. There's like some guys that are renowned that will just pay.
Durbo?
Hippie's pretty good at it.
Hippie? Me? You?
I don't even bring my wallet.
Normally that's what you do. You say, I've only got my card.
I got thistles in my pockets. I can't get it. There's too many thistles in my pockets. I can't reach my wallet.
Yeah, exactly. Normally you say, I've only got my card, boys. Yeah. And the guys are like, I've also only got my card, but
I've only got a 50. You know.
I can't find my card now. Brent, you've retired now from cycling.
Retired?
How's it been the first 4 months? Did you think it was going to be like, you think you're going to have lots of time to yourself, or you like still miss the racing, or?
Some things are harder than I anticipated. Some things are even more enjoyable and more rewarding.
And riding your bike, is that more enjoyable now? Is like without having a goal?
Yeah, both. Probably what I miss more than the racing is the purpose and the goal-setting orientation of the training, and feeling driven and purposeful every morning to ride.
And what about being with the boys? Do you miss that?
Yeah, and I miss that part a little bit too. I miss the team dynamic and the guys, and yeah, in the best situations. I mean, I don't miss
racing. What was the straw that broke the camel's back for you?
To stop?
Yeah, to stop. To call it a day.
don't think there was anyone strongman. It was 1,000 straws. It was death by 1,000 pieces of straw.
What are the risks?
The risk for sure. The time away from home. My body was getting tired. And then really like just wanting to, being ready to like kind of get on with like the rest of life.
Yeah.
I was realizing that I was more excited for even the unknown and the opportunity of what could come next than I was to just keep doing the same thing that I have been for my whole adult life.
And now that you've stepped away, now you know what are you up to?
Now I am being a dad, being a husband. My wife's finishing up a PhD. We got our 2-year-old, Waylon, and I'm working with the Pro Cyclist Foundation.
Nice.
Help provide support to pro cyclists.
It's almost Mother's Day, that time of year when we recognize our moms for all the love and support they show us. And today I've asked my own mom to help me raise a glass to mothers everywhere with a special cocktail called Mother's Ruin Punch.
I'm so proud of you, honey.
First, we'll combine a half cup of sugar and 3/4 cup of club soda. And then you're gonna wanna stir until it's dissolved.
Always stir counterclockwise, honey.
Thank you. Then add 1.5 cups of delicious grapefruit juice.
Look, there's just something right
On next Sunday. Yeah.
3/4 cup
I would
of
say
lemon juice and 3/4 cup of
endurance pace.
Sweet
Your all-day pace.
Is that how you want to do it, sweetheart?
Sweet. And of
Ride and
course,
fuel.
1.5
Maybe use it to practice fuel and time, but not effort.
American gin.
How long do you think it's going to take you
for an hour, you'll
to do the Fondo?
Time reflecting on
If
everything
it's 4
your mom
hours,
has done for you over the
I'd
years.
ride
I don't see any coasters.
80% of it.
Just add champagne while it's
Fueling
warm. And drink the ever-loving
about 80 grams of carbs an hour. Practice that
Ruin.
at around endurance, no more than tempo. It should be just fine. Endurance will be real good. That's awesome. 7. Still 5. Do you think you put 5 in? 5 in at endurance pace?
But if you don't
Not the
mind,
distance,
we're gonna
but the time.
celebrate with the mother of all cocktails, the vasectomy.
A long Fondo.
Oh,
Oh
man,
no.
this is hard.
Oh, 12 hours 7.
What the hell you say?
I'm applying for jobs.
What the hell you say? Hard. Remember
Yeah.
your cousin in China?
That's why I keep it
Who,
easy.
Timmy? He got 15
Easy.
years work experience.
Easy.
He's 9.
How's that even possible?
Pull the plug if you're starting to feel more fatigued than normal.
Because he does 5 jobs at the
Fever.
same time. Master's
Fever.
degree, interns
Chills.
for Google. What's your
Above
master's
the-
degree?
I'm an actor.
Above the
I don't
chest,
really-
below the
You're
chest.
unemployed and do acting on the side.
Okay, I'm not good at the studying stuff.
Timmy got ADHD.
What is he, a flat screen TV?
Attention deficit disorder. And you know what he did? He walked it off.
What?
Why can't you be as cultured as Timmy, okay? Timmy speaks 6
Yeah.
languages. Only language you speak
Yeah.
is failure.
It's above the chest,
Also,
above
why
the neck.
can't you be as handsome as Timmy?
Endurance.
Huh? He look like Tom Holland. You look like
Practice
Thank You Next.
fueling.
He's Chinese. Okay,
And
at
you'll be
least I
good.
didn't fail any exams.
Exam? Timmy had to make his own chair. You think he had books? Timmy learned calculus from the back of milk cartons. In
Yeah.
America, you have
Oh,
iPad,
no,
you
yeah.
have laptop.
You're good, man.
You
That's
even have
all you got is all you got.
You complain about
This week,
slow Wi-Fi.
decrease
Timmy had
intensity.
to send in his test
Sorry,
by
decrease
pigeon.
volume.
You don't know the luxury you're in.
Short,
listening to
intense.
the lo-fi
That's
Saudi
it.
beats. If Timmy wanted music,
Now,
he had to play it.
You're good.
You
I
think
think
he
you're
could
good.
afford violins?
Spin out.
He made one out of orange peel. He learned to play Mozart from listening to the McDonald's jingle. Now he plays in his sleep.
It's hilarious.
He's probably not very athletic then.
What the hell? Timmy's the captain of his soccer team, huh? Under 17 league. He's 9. Back where? From the soccer ball was 2 walks. We had to play in the 150-degree sun, barefoot in the
Yeah.
snow. Over here, you bump into somebody. Oh, ref, that's a foul. Oh, foul. Back in China, we used to roundhouse kick each other in the face.
This video is brought to you by Keeps. Keeps is a subscription service that helps men keep their hair. 2 out of 3 men will experience hair loss by the time they're 35, and that is very true in my family.
Hilarious.
Emotional damage.
Keeps offers
Oh, there you go.
research-backed
That's awesome,
treatments
man.
to stop hair loss and improve
Oh,
hair growth.
love to work with you again, man. Yeah. I mean, 8 to 12 weeks. I think that'll give it to you, man. Nice, made it. A little lippy on the last one. Oh. You know what's good? Oh, let's go back. Have it up here. Oh, there's a good chill one. Oh, man. Yeah, man. Tell me more. Send me a link. I want to see what this fondo's all about. Yeah. Yeah, I want to see what this fondo's all about. 7 hours. I just finished the Belgian waffle ride. It's now 2 weeks ago. I gotta put that video together. And it was epic. Definitely had an amazing blast of a time. One of my hardest days ever. Just really pushing yourself, fueling wise, ride wise. I really enjoyed. I built a bike specific for this out of something I had versus, you know, buying something and buying in on a gravel bike. I used the hardtail mountain bike to help with my friends from ODZ. All the advice of go to build a hardtail with a rigid fork, 40 mil tires, and yeah, yes, Rylan. Hey, good morning. That's my son. I've got 2 minutes there. You see that, Rylan? 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we could do. Oh, let me finish my thing. But yeah, so it was definitely a great ride. Love the setup. There is a video on the ODZ page on the bike check-in. Rylan's on that video too. Oh yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that's my son upstairs. Just woke up a little bit ago. I'm going to be spinning down for 2 minutes, and then we'll get some breakfast. What are you thinking? We can do that fancy oatmeal. We can do some pancakes. Probably have some bacon up there too. Whatever you want, man. You let me know. But let me know, Steven. I'd love to hear how your event goes, and send me a link to your event. I'd love to take a look at that too. Storming of Thunder Ridge. Nice. Nice. Ah, Blue Ridge Parkway. Nice. Like, courses. Yeah, it sounds awesome, man. I'm trying to find the course. That's funny, Rylan. That's weird how it all came out in the words. Oops. That's it. Alright, Steven, let me know. Rylan, let's get some breakfast. I'll see everybody on the next live stream. Maybe back tomorrow, and I might do in real life in Palm Springs on Tuesday. I'll come live for that. Alright. Catch everyone later. Later, Steven. Oh, 0-2.